Let's talk about my Indian/Hindu wedding and my kind of overall experience of being a Hindu bride. So we had our Hindu wedding 10 days after our civil wedding, and the civil wedding and the Hindu wedding were very, very different. Our Hindu wedding was a lot more of a kind of DIY wedding, if you will. So we had it in my brother-in-law's back garden. We had a marquee wedding. We did all of the decor ourselves. We did have caterers obviously come in to do food because there is no way that we could have done the food, but pretty much everything else we did by ourselves. Because of that, if I'm going to be brutally honest, it did feel like a different experience to the civil wedding in the sense that it was a little bit more stressful. So that is something to note if you are planning on doing a more of a sort of DIY wedding to save money or for whatever reason it might be. Just know that it will probably be more of a sort of stressful kind of experience, which I feel like is quite obvious, but I definitely felt it a lot more than I probably was expecting to feel it, I think. Anyway, on the morning of our wedding, I of course sat down to do my makeup. Aisha came as well to do my hair. Quite similarly to the civil wedding, I was very, very calm again. I felt pretty at ease throughout the whole like getting ready process. The room where I was actually getting ready in, I could look out the window and see the garden. So if I wanted to, I could kind of peek out and see what was going on downstairs. I really enjoyed the getting ready process, to be honest. It was so nice getting fully like glammed up. And the finished like look, I felt so beautiful. Like I genuinely felt the best version of myself. Like that, I will never look better than that. I will never look better than that. Only thing that I will say about the Hindu wedding is I 100% definitely underestimated just how kind of overstimulated, and I just underestimated how kind of heavy the outfit was going to be, how much was going to be kind of going on, and I did feel quite, I wouldn't say uncomfortable because uncomfortable isn't really the right word, but there was just a lot going on. The dress was extremely heavy. It was so difficult to walk in it, and I don't think that I quite mentally prepared myself enough for that. I did also trip on my dress, which I briefly mentioned in another video. Just right as I kind of walked out of the door to walk down the aisle, I did actually stack it a little bit, which allegedly, apparently, no one from the wedding actually saw, but I have a weird feeling that everyone saw and they just told me that to make me feel better. That honestly, like sometimes I'm trying to fall asleep at night and my eyes will just ping open with that memory. I'm like, oh, that was so embarrassing. The actual ceremony itself went really, really well. I thought I would be really like rubbish at like doing all of the rituals and stuff and not know what I was doing, but I felt like I actually was quite alright. After our ceremony, we had planned to go over the road to like this kind of really beautiful park where we were going to get our pictures done, but it did start to just pour down with rain, so we decided to just sit in the marquee and actually eat our lunch because lunch was being served at this point. So we ate our lunch and I was really panicking because I was like, if the rain doesn't stop, I genuinely don't know where we're going to get photos and videos because in the marquee wasn't really the vibe. Luckily, the weather just cleared up and it became really sunny and we had a perfect window to go to the park over the road to take our pictures. If you want to see more of the pictures, by the way, I am posting more of that stuff over on Instagram. We didn't actually have a proper reception party for the Hindu wedding just because we wanted to kind of like save money. We had a big reception party at our English wedding, which was 10 days prior, so we didn't really feel the need to do another huge reception party again. We just kind of had our guests sort of chill out. We ordered pizza. We was going to play some games and stuff. It just didn't end up happening in the day. The vendors that we had at the wedding were absolutely great. I am going to film a separate video. I might even do it in a few parts where I talk about like the vendors that we had and just kind of like more in depth about that in case anyone's like booking a wedding and they want to know, you know, what vendors we used and how we found them and stuff like that. I'm so sad that it's all over now, but also quite relieved and happy that I've got like my brain space back, if you know what I mean. Honestly, overall, I absolutely loved having 2 weddings. After our first one was done, it didn't feel like sad because we still had a second one to go. And then after the second one was done, I was just kind of relieved that it was over because by that point, you're like tired. Yeah, if you do have the opportunity to have 2 weddings because you and your partner are from 2 different cultures or anything like that, would highly recommend. 10 out of 10 experience.